Today, we're going to talk about a very personal and unfortunately very common issue that many of my clients bring up, especially those over 60. I'm talking about waking up at night to use the restroom. This problem, known as nocturia, can turn your nights into a real struggle. Many people tell me the same thing. Doc, I know I could sleep soundly all night if it weren't for that constant urge to go to the bathroom. And the worst part is, after getting up at 2 in the morning, it's almost impossible to fall back asleep. This is more than just an inconvenience. It's a constant interruption of your sleep that can leave you starting your day feeling worn out, tired, and irritable, instead of refreshed and in a good mood. But I'm here to share some truly good news. Modern science has found an effective and, importantly, a natural solution to this problem. And it's not some powerful medication with a long list of side effects, but a simple amino acid called glycine. This isn't just hearsay or old wives' tales. There are serious clinical studies on people that have shown glycine specifically helps to reduce how often you wake up during the night. However, we won't stop at just glycine. I'm going to share a complete strategy with you, including other supplements and simple changes to your evening routine that, when combined, have given my clients back their precious, uninterrupted night's sleep. Not too long ago, a study was published in a respected scientific journal that is very interesting for us. This study didn't involve lab mice, but real people who, like many of you, were suffering from frequent urges to urinate at night. Scientists wanted to see exactly how glycine affects this problem. They were inspired by earlier experiments on animals, which showed that glycine could calm an overactive bladder. Now, it was time to test it on humans. The people in the experiment were split into two groups. For 4 weeks, the first group received a placebo, basically a dummy pill made of regular sugar. The second group took 3 grams of glycine twice a day. The results were astounding. In the group that took the placebo, there were no significant improvements. But the participants in the glycine group reported a real breakthrough. They didn't just start sleeping better and more deeply. They objectively had fewer total urinations throughout the day. The sudden and strong urges to go were less intense, and most importantly for us, they started waking up much less often during the night. But the most interesting discovery was this. Even if someone did feel the need to use the restroom at night, they could sleep for much longer before that urge became strong enough to wake them up. Let me explain why this is so important. Most of my clients complain about a tipping point, waking up between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning. At that moment, the brain instantly switches on, thoughts start racing, and it becomes incredibly difficult to get back to sleep. The very act of getting out of bed, the light from a nightlight, all of it acts like a start button for your body. The study showed that taking glycine allowed people to sleep without waking up until 4 or even 5 in the morning. For someone who goes to bed at 10 p.m., that's like sleeping through almost the entire night. This is a huge difference, and it explains why so many people experience better deep sleep when taking glycine. They simply stop being pulled out of it by signals from their bladder. So how does this simple supplement have such a powerful effect? It's all about how glycine works with our bodies on a very deep, fundamental level. It quiets down the emergency alarm between your brain and your bladder. Imagine the communication system between your brain and your bladder is like a car alarm. When the bladder is only slightly full, it should send a quiet, polite signal. But for many people, this system becomes overly sensitive. It starts going off at full blast, like a siren, at the slightest touch, brutally waking you from your sleep. In this case, glycine acts like an expert mechanic who adjusts the sensitivity of this alarm. It calms what's called the micturition reflex. That's a complicated medical term for the simple process of sending the signal that it's time to empty the bladder. Glycine essentially tells your nervous system, it's okay, this isn't an emergency. We can wait until the tank is actually full. As a result, you stop waking up from false or premature alarms. Glycine is a messenger of calm for your nervous system. Our body is an incredibly complex network for sending information, and it uses special chemicals called neurotransmitters to do this. Glycine is not just an amino acid used to build proteins. It's also one of the most important messengers whose main job is to send the command to calm down, relax. It has a calming effect on the central nervous system, particularly the brainstem and spinal cord, creating an overall sense of peace. If we dig a little deeper, glycine interacts with special receivers in our brain called NMDA receptors. Think of them as the master volume control for your entire nervous system. Glycine gently turns this knob down, lowering overall nervous excitability. This not only helps you feel the urge to go to the bathroom less often, but also generally helps you fall asleep faster and get deeper, better quality sleep. Amazingly, glycine works on two fronts at once. It calms the command center in the brain, and at the same time reduces the sensitivity of the nerve endings right in the bladder area. Considering how many people search the internet every day for a solution to this exhausting problem, it's truly surprising that this simple and effective remedy isn't talked about more often. I want to share a story about one of my clients. Let's call him John. At 63, he was a die-hard skeptic. When I first talked to him about glycine, he just chuckled and said, "Doc, I've tried so many things already. I doubt some powder is going to help me." But his wife, who saw how much he struggled every night, insisted, "Honey, let's just give it a try. What have we got to lose? Just try it." John's situation was really tough. For several years, he had been consistently waking up 3 to 4 times a night. The most agonizing part for him was waking up around 2 or 3 in the morning. After that, he could lie awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, while his mind started replaying all his worries and concerns. In the morning, he would get up completely drained, with a heavy head and a bad mood. It affected everything: his work, his time with his grandkids, and his relationship with his wife. Reluctantly, giving in to his wife's pleas, John started taking glycine every evening. The first couple of nights, he didn't notice anything special. But by the end of the first week, something happened that he himself couldn't believe. He called me and excitedly told me that for the first time in years, he had only woken up once, and that was around 6 in the morning. For him, it was like a miracle. He started getting a full night's sleep again. He felt a surge of energy he had long forgotten. His wife noted with a smile that her kind and cheerful husband was finally back. John's story is a perfect example of how one simple change can dramatically improve your quality of life. Before we move on to other supplements, let's build a solid foundation. There are a few physical techniques that my clients find extremely effective. Step 1. Get rid of daytime swelling. During the day, due to gravity, fluid can build up in our legs, especially our ankles. Think of your legs as 2 sponges that are slowly soaking up water. When you lie down to sleep, this fluid starts to move back into your bloodstream, gets to your kidneys, and turns into urine, waking you up in the middle of the night. We can outsmart this process. About an hour before bed, lie down on the couch or bed and put your legs up, propping them on a few pillows. Your goal is to have your feet higher than your heart. Stay like this for 20-30 minutes. You can read a book or listen to some calming music during this time. This simple trick makes gravity work for you, moving that extra fluid out of your legs and back into your system so your kidneys can process it before you fall asleep. Step 2. The double voiding technique. This is another crucial step, especially for men with prostate issues or women with weakened pelvic floor muscles. Often, even when we think we've completely emptied our bladder, some urine is left behind. The double voiding technique is very simple. Right before you get into bed, go to the bathroom as you normally would. Don't rush. After you're done, don't get up right away. Wait for 30 to 60 seconds. Relax and take a few deep breaths. Then lean forward slightly and try to urinate again. You might be surprised, but often another, sometimes significant amount will come out. This trick ensures you start the night with the emptiest possible tank. Step 3. Create the perfect sleep environment. Your bedroom should be your cave, your sleep sanctuary. Make sure the room is cool, ideally around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. A cool temperature signals to your body that it's time to sleep. The room should be completely dark. Any light source, whether it's a phone screen, an indicator light on a TV, or a street light, can disrupt the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Use blackout curtains or a comfortable sleep mask. Finally, pay attention to the humidity. Air that's too dry, especially in the winter, can irritate the linings of your throat and nose, which can cause you to cough and wake up. A simple humidifier can work wonders. Once you've mastered these basic rituals, you can add some other support. Magnesium, but be smart about it. Magnesium is a wonderful supplement for relaxation. However, a large dose taken all at once can actually stimulate your kidneys. Instead of taking your whole dose, for example 500 milligrams, right before bed, I advise my clients to split it. Take 250 milligrams with dinner, and the other 250 milligrams an hour before bed with the glycine. This allows for a smoother delivery and doesn't overload your system. A little creatine in the morning. Don't be afraid of this one. It's not just for bodybuilders. A small dose of creatine, just the tip of a teaspoon in the morning, helps your muscles hold water inside the cells. This can reduce overall dehydration in your body and lessen the need to constantly drink throughout the day. Carbohydrates at dinner. This might sound counterintuitive, but a small portion of complex carbohydrates, like sweet potato, buckwheat, or quinoa, 3 hours before bed can be very helpful. Carbohydrates stimulate the release of insulin, and insulin, in turn, helps the body hold on to sodium and water. A low insulin level, on the other hand, can act like a diuretic. So a small, healthy dinner with some carbs can help you put off that trip to the bathroom until the morning. I sincerely hope that these detailed recommendations will help you and your loved ones get back what is rightfully yours, a peaceful, deep, and uninterrupted night's sleep. It is absolutely achievable. Start small, be consistent, and you will definitely see the results. Thousands of seniors have found this video helpful, so I highly recommend you watch it. Click to keep going.